Hi folks, and welcome to my review of this particular product, which is a CarPlay screen for BMW motorcycles, smart screen by CARABC. The model number is DB601. If that interests you, stick around, stay tuned, and we'll give it a whirl and see how it performs. By way of a disclaimer, this product was sent to me for free, and on the basis I do a review. All of my reviews are unbiased, so it's not clouding judgment in any particular way. However, should you order one via my link below directly to the CarABC website, I will get a small kickback. Now, if you use my discount code TRM12, you'll get 12% discount off this product. Not only this product, you can use that same code and it will get you a discount off any other product on the CarABC website. Now, when I'm reviewing this, I'm going to compare it to this, which is the Chigee AIO 5, and I've been using it very successfully for the past couple of years, so I'm very interested to see how it actually performs. Now, what I'm going to do is have a look at the specifications that we've got on the back here. The first one is it's a waterproof rating IP68, so it's gonna handle the weather pretty damn well. It's got a built-in storage space of 64 gigabyte. Now, the AIO 5 doesn't have that; it has a separate SD card. The display is 6 inches, which is a 5-inch screen on the AIO 5, and the resolution of 1280, 720 and HDR support suggests that the screen may be better than the AIO 5 on the Chigee. So we will check that out and see how it performs. So the first thing to do is to unbox it and see what we've got. So let's have a look at what we've got. That looks Spanish to me, although it has got English instructions, which is useful. Special statement: do not update the system arbitrarily, not responsible for any machine, do not rinse the machine at high pressure before you please tear off the protective film. Okay, and then inside, cable and product itself, well wrapped, I must admit. And first impressions are that is pretty sleek and impressive. Not going to remove the film yet. Compare that to the Chigee side by side. And 5 inches versus 6 inches. I have to say that that on first sight is pretty significant. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how that performs. So here we have the Chigee in the cradle. I've got a BMW 1300 GS, and it's sitting nicely in the cradle. It's a 5-inch screen, and what I'm going to do is compare that, or you'll be able to see yourself, the screen size compared to the CarABC when we put that in, but also it gives us a chance to look at the screens and the boot up time. So I'm clicking the ignition on now, and this is the boot up time for the Chigee. And there you have the initial screen showing you the various things. I personally don't use that screen. I just basically use it. I have Apple, so I have CarPlay, and my main reason is having the actual CarPlay, which I find incredibly useful. So let's click on the menu up rocker switch, and that gives me access to the nav. I hold the wonder wheel in, and that flicks me between the different screens on the Chigee. as I say, I don't use those screens. I just purely go back to the CarPlay, and by winding the wheel around, you should be able to see that the device moves between screens, but also it does actually toggle between the different icons. So there you go. Now let's have a look at the CARABC. And now if you've not fitted one of these devices into that cradle before, I'm guessing you have, but just in case you haven't, you've got these two toggles on the back of the cradle and the lock here, and basically it's very simple in terms of lock that now. I've just undone the Chigee device and taken that out. We'll now put the CARABC one in. It'll click into that cradle there and hopefully just lock in there. Pushing that device toggle in there locks the whole thing in place. So yeah, very secure. You need the key then to unlock, pull that device out, clip that one in, and the device will fall out. So let's again do a reboot and let's see what timing's like against the Chigee. I have to say that was quicker, and that is the initial screen that you get. Obviously the date's out and the time's out. Literally it's the first time I've loaded this, so I'm learning along with you. So let's have a look at the navigator operation by doing the wonder wheel. Okay, right. So it gives me the instructions on how to pair up to CarPlay. I won't bore you with that. I will do that separately. Let's go back. What else have I got? So that will give you a screen with all the data on the main. There you go. Twist the knob. Oh, that's interesting. Right, okay. USB mode. USB mode, language. Oh, that's interesting. That is going, it's not holding onto that screen. Maybe I need to do a software update. So I've gone away and paired up the device with CarPlay on my iPhone, had a little play around. The first thing to see is that you can't do a software update in the same way that you can with Chigee. Now Chigee are making amendments all the time, and they send the updates over via Wi-Fi and you update accordingly. With CARABC, it looks like that's the product and they stand by it. If there are any software updates that you wish to have, then basically you get in contact with them and get a file and you update the software via that. So that's quite a big difference really. However, if you're happy with the product, then so be it. So I've gone away and paired up my iPhone with the CARABC device, and I think I've figured out how it works now. It's either using the menu up button or the wonder wheel. So if we press the menu up button, it takes you to the different screens, back to CarPlay, and then by turning the wonder wheel, you can see it moving between the different icons itself. And when you get to the one you want, say Spotify, move the wonder wheel in and it takes you to the appropriate. So it would appear that it kicks the sound in straight away. Software glitches I'm picking up with this, to be honest. So I'm now going to go back to the main screen, and to get back to CARABC, basically that is on an icon in its own right, which sits on the screen here, and that gets me back to the main screen there. Now this settings screen here, if I click on that, it holds it for a few seconds But if I immediately turn the wonder wheel for the appropriate icon I want, then it does hold it. I've seen a review by Irish Gaucho, and he seems to get it to work okay with Android Auto, so I don't know if it's me or what, I'm not sure. But the other interesting thing is that if you look at the CARABC, those little icons at the top right hand side, the first one is Wi-Fi, which is connected via Wi-Fi. Second one is GPS, which I'm not getting a signal inside, I think, purely because I'm in the garage. Third one is microphone, voice, and the final one is Bluetooth. It's not connected via Bluetooth. Now, if I try and connect it via Bluetooth, it connects and then drops away, albeit it used Bluetooth to connect initially when I did the pairing. So I don't know, it's going to be interesting. When I take it outside and we do a test ride, will that software glitch, will that be different when it connects to GPS? Oh, I wouldn't have thought so. I don't know. We'll give it a go. Anyway, I mean, summary at the moment is the screen is very impressive. The boot up time is very impressive. And sort of the movement between icons and what have you is a bit glitchy at the moment, but I'll reserve judgment until we get it out on the road. By way of a quick update following the issue I found with Spotify, I've done a bit of following up, and a few things to note is that everything works fine if you use the touchscreen. Everything works fine if you use the voice control, so I'm using Siri via my phone. That works absolutely fine. Also then I've downloaded, or I've loaded up the Apple Music, and that works absolutely fine with the whiz wheel. The issue is if I'm on Spotify and I start to play a tune using the whizzy wheel and stop it, basically you can't stop it. It just goes on to the next track. And then also if you want to then go to a different icon, basically you can, but then it's also firing a signal to Spotify to take that to the next track or previous track or whatever you're doing with the whizzy wheel. So I think there's a bit of a glitch there. I'm surprised nobody else has found that, but obviously I'll feed that back to CarABC. Everything else works absolutely fine. So yeah, funny little one, unless it's just a configuration or something to do with the GS1300 or what, I really don't know. As I say, I'll feed that back and see where that gets to. So let's take it out for a test ride. Okay, so now we're out on the road. You can set the brightness manually or go to automatic. That's on automatic, and I just think the clarity of the screen is absolutely excellent. Okay, so I've now been out on the road for 20 minutes or so, and just confirming really what I'd sort of mentioned previously. I mean, the first thing to say is the screen quality and the fact that it's 6-inch versus 5-inch is very, very impressive. Navigation wise, it is the menu up button that sort of takes you through the different screens. Sometimes it takes one press, sometimes it's two, but it's that menu button up there that sort of toggles you through. The scroll button, the whizzy wheel, does take you through to the different icons, and the thing to say is the quality of the screen that you get. Let's have a look. That 6-inch screen definitely makes a difference, and I say that you can see the quality of the screen coming through quite loud and clear, which is very interesting. Touchscreen obviously works, Kalimoto, Waze, normal CarPlay. It also works off Siri, so hey Siri, go to Waze. Hey Siri, go to Apple Music. Hey Siri, go to Spotify. So there you have it both touchscreen and via Siri, or I guess the same via Android Auto. Works perfectly well. The issue that I identified with Spotify is definitely there. It's not there with Apple Music, but it is with Spotify. And basically what happens is, as soon as you invoke the Wonder Wheel with Spotify, it seems to hold that, and always, if ever you go to another app or anything like that, it will still do what you need to do in the other app, but it will actually act in Spotify as well, which is a very strange one. Going back to the initial screen, the CARABC screen, if I then take it back to there, these top icons now, they're fully operational other than Bluetooth. So we've got the GPS signal working there. I've also linked up my tyre pressure monitors. I've got GS 1300 with TPMS tyre pressure monitor system working as well. So that is operational. The timer's updated, and the date is now updated, albeit there must be the daylight saving time not in there. It's 10:19. It's actually 11:19. Albeit my TFT dashboard says 12:17. I think I'd set that for when we were in France. I'm all over the place with time. However, the Wi-Fi setting is up, the GPS setting is up, my voice is, the microphone setting is ready to go. Bluetooth isn't. I think what actually happens is, when you initially pair up the device, it uses Bluetooth, but then switches over and uses a Wi-Fi connection and also GPS, which should make it more stable than relying just on Bluetooth. But hey, I am no technical wizard. I am just a layman on these things. Summing up, if it wasn't for that Spotify issue, I would be almost thinking of cancelling my giveaway on this and maybe selling my Chigee device. It's very, very impressive. As for the price compared to a Chigee, I mean, I think it's a couple of $250 or something. You get my discount code TRM12, will get you another 12% off. I have to say, it is definitely one that it's one that you need to consider without a shadow of a doubt. I'd definitely recommend it. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed the review. If you have, please consider liking and subscribing, and don't forget the free competition, free draw to win this device. And if you flip over to a video that will actually explain how you can win this actual device for free, for now, for nothing. Thanks for watching, and until the next time, you have been watching The Rambling Man. Take care. Bye bye for now.